First team I have, because obviously we have to talk about the Leafs. To me, they've had probably the most consequential offseason. Like, they could have just traded Marner and that would be all, but they also re-signed John Tavares for a very good contract, and I'd say the same with Matthew Nyes, and then also getting a Matthias Maccelli. Like, I like what they did. I feel whenever you and I text or whatever, a thing we've used is like, oh, it's the Moneyball thing. We got to recreate this in the aggregate, and that's feels like what the Leafs are trying to do right now.
There's like eight
With
teams trying to recreate in the aggregate right now, and it's making me want
mhm.
to rip my hair out. Holy smokes! But yeah. Sorry, continue. In the
I don't
aggregate,
know how deep
always
you want to get into the Mitch Marner thing because it's like
an
it's more
era.
it's more complex than just, oh, we're moving off this guy. Like, there's a lot to it. Like, the best way I can sum it up is like it was a divorce that, or breakup, or whatever you want to call it, that needed to happen for both sides. Both sides had to move on. If you're looking at it just in a vacuum, Mitch Marner for Nick Y, you're like, oh, that's a horrible trade for the Leafs. But considering like they Mitch Marner could have just walked straight into free agency because it sounded like his heart was in Vegas for like almost the past year, and like that's got to be a gut punch to Leafs fans. Like, I think of it this way. Um, like, I was 5 and 6 years old when Patrick Kane and Jonathan Toews were drafted. Like, I'm thinking there are probably Leafs fans that grew up only knowing a Toronto Maple Leafs with Mitch Marner, a guy who was beloved and got 100 points and was a Selkie nominee, and like, but couldn't get it done in the playoffs. And there was just so many things of, oh, his camp sucks, like his agent sucks, and I think it's just, again, like he had to move on, like not only the people he surrounded himself with, but then the stuff he had to deal with. Like, it was a divorce that needed to happen, and I would not surprise me at all if Mitch Marner just pops up. Like, he's gonna be fine in the regular season. He's gonna be a 100 point guy. He's gonna get 30 goals. He's gonna get 70 assists. Like, he would have made any team better, but I think he took a little bit of a discount to go to Vegas, but he also got that eighth year in there, and he's not gonna have to be the guy in Vegas, but to me the big thing is it's not the fan expectation there in Vegas now, it's the front office expectation. Like, Vegas is probably the most ruthless front office. Like, if it doesn't work out, they probably might treat Mitch Marner like they'll make that decision more likely than the Leafs ever did. So, like, I don't know. What are your thoughts? Because I think Mitch Marner is going to go to Vegas, be just fine. It would not surprise me if he popped off in the playoffs, scored a few goals, and maybe en route to another Stanley Cup championship for
I
Vegas.
was gonna say so. Over under Mitch Marner, Conn Smythe in the next 5 years. So gonna happen. Over under does he do the Phil Kessel and win 12 months after getting traded? Now that would be funny. I think the people would like that. But I think it's a match made in heaven for Mitch. Like in a market where he's not going to feel the pressure from the media and the fans, which is all he really cares about, and playing hockey. And it's great for his family. It's a great school system, great place to live. It's going to make more money because of the way the taxes are set up. He's going to play with Jack Eichel probably the rest of his career, which is pretty sweet. I don't know how Paul
At least
Marner's
on
going to
the
like
power
that, but
play. Yeah.
yeah, Jesus. I don't know who's going to shoot the puck, but
That's
just got
that's my thing. I think they're gonna split them up, but yeah, you got one on each line, so
yeah. You
they're
put
doing pretty
Eichel with
well.
Dorofeyev, and you put Marner with Hurdle. I think that's the easiest route you go. Throw
Agree.
both those idiots on the power play and watch some magic happen. But Vegas is in such a position to contend, and they got people just anchoring their teams so they can go to Vegas. Rasmus Anderson, but
It's crazy. Yeah.
I only want to go to Vegas. Okay, bud. Have fun in free agency when they can't afford you, because that's what's going to end up happening. Or he'll just come to his senses and realize, oh wow, I can make 9.5 mil on some team. Yeah, I should probably go do that. But
On Los Angeles, maybe. No, but they
Ottawa,
have steep
like
taxes. Yeah.
whatever,
Oh, it's
whatever.
Canada.
Canada. But it's an era that we're going to look back on. A lot of mistakes were made. This guy probably should have been traded
On
in
both ends.
2023.
Mm-hmm.
I there's equal blame for everyone. At the end of the day, I think the guy who takes the most blame is the guy who got fired this year. Um,
Brendan
Brendan should have
Shanahan.
let
Yeah.
Kyle Dubas have one more year to move Mitch Marner because Kyle David or Kyle I keep too many Kyle D's in this fucking league, and they're all terrible. But
Kill him.
but Kyle Dubas literally put a parachute in his contract. Like they said it on the Dangle show. Like and you look at the way it's constructed. That no move doesn't come in until the final 2 years. You have up until then. If it doesn't work, get him the fuck out of town. Or Nylander for that matter. But they kept betting on themselves, and I get it. Shanahan, came from a team that bet on themselves, but no, they didn't. They fucking traded everyone besides Eiserman to win those cups.
Bro, they bought those cups.
Yes!
Yeah, like that's a different era.
It's not the same. It's never the same. You were bought for winning those cups. It's just a crazy logic, but I get it to an extent. You want to bet on your guys because you could see the potential there. But at the end of the day, it was the same problem for the last 5 years, and they did nothing to fix it. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over again and expecting change. I don't blame anyone. Like, both sides are going to benefit from this. I think the Leafs are going to play a more structured style of hockey because of this, and they're going to win. They're going to probably play better playoff hockey because of it. They're going to be able to have depth in the lineup, which is something that they desperately need. And they got rid of their worst playoff.
Dude, they got Nick Waugh.
Yeah, I love Nick Waugh. I told you immediately. I was like,
Perfect
Nick Waugh has more goals since he's been in the league than Marner in the playoffs. That's all you need to know. And he's going to play bottom six role, and he's going to give this team ridiculous center depth because it's going to be Matthews, Tavares, Lawton, Waugh, or Waugh, Lawton, however the fuck you want to put it, or David Kaof. Get excited. Mm-hmm. But they're going to be deep. They're going to be deep this year, and they're going to – and, it's funny. The position that they're going to need at the deadline is the one that's there all the time. Scoring winger. How many times has there been a scoring winger available at the deadline? All the time. All the time.
What a concept for a team to get a good winger for a team that needs winger support. Wow. Crazy.
But their defensive depth's great. Their goaltending depth's great. Marner's going to be in a position where he's probably going to get 100 points again in Vegas. I'm going to be honest. Marner's best hockey the last 3 years has been when he's not glued to Matthews, so I think that speaks for itself. He's going to probably win some awards while he's gone. Might win a Selke. Might win a cup.
Could win an Art Ross. It would not surprise me if that happened.
Could win an Art Ross. It's gonna be a fun ride. That first, I'm the schedule makers. First game of the season, Marner's going back to Toronto, and it's gonna be all over everything. And if it's not then, 2 hockey night in Canada. You got to make this a big fucking.
Oh, it's Saturday night, first week of the season, Vegas.
100%. Like, and you you could do. I don't know. I guess you could do it in Vegas, but I think Marner's first game in Vegas should just be against like McDavid. It's like, let's see how good Vegas is now. After they got curb stomped by Edmonton in round 2, like this whole playoff was just people curb stomping people. Like, oh my god, like Vegas curb stomped Minnesota to get curb stomped by Edmonton or Dallas or Edmonton, who curb stomped Dallas and then got curb stomped by the Panthers. Like there's levels to this league, and it's being shown with the way these teams perform. And I think that trade benefits Marner, and it's going to benefit the Leafs in terms of how they're going to play structurally. You look at a team like the Islanders; they got a lot better structurally with Tavares, which is very good. Or without Tavares, and the way they structured their lineup.
Mm-hmm. But I feel we've talked on the podcast about more like the off ice things with Mitch Marner. All I can say is like they're like you can like Mitch Marner, but also realize the people that he surrounds himself with are not good for him. Like whether that is his agent, like his agent is Darren Ferris, but like that's the whole point for your agent is to act on your behalf. Like we always talk about Alan Walsh with Marc-Andre Fleury. Like, Alan Walsh doesn't just tweet that out, the picture of the sword going through Marc-Andre Fleury, because he wants to. No, it's because his client feels that way. Like, that's what as an agent, you're supposed to do. You're supposed to take bullets for your client and do everything you can to, like, maximize his value, make him as much money as you can. You know who else is a Darren Ferris client? Sam Bennett. I didn't hear a single thing. Like the whole time Sam Bennett was like, I want to be in Florida, and they got it done, and there was no drama there. And like 2019, like that made Mitch Marner such a divisive player. Like he was this like Care Bear, golden retriever character. Like he could have been the most popular sport in Toronto sports history. Like I'm not even joking. Like he could have been an all timer, but it didn't work out that way. Again, there's blame to go around, but like I just think in my life, there's people that I like that surround themselves with people that I don't love, and then also like I know there's people that have overbearing parents. Thankfully for you and I, we don't have that, but there are a lot of people that have that, and it feels like Mitch Marner just doesn't know like truly know who he's surrounding himself with, and I hope like the change to Vegas like changes his perspective on things. Like he did all that stuff, but then there's also like people just like so like taking it to different levels. Like we heard the stories of like his car getting jacked, and obviously that's not Leafs related. That's just a horrible situation that happened. But like people would like approach him on the street and ask him about his contract, and like put like litter on it on his cottage. Like again, just for both sides, and I hope he goes to Vegas and things are better, and I hope both sides are better for it. So that's kind of my whole spiel on it. But it's very much an era wasted, and I think the best way to get a grip, like understand the situation. Watch that Steve Dangle video. I know a lot of people saw the title and were like, "Oh, like Mitch Marner was so good. Like, how do we know?" And like, no, you got to watch the video. It's almost an hour long of him being pretty much complimentary of Mitch, and not like sat like being mad towards Mitch. It's more like this could have happened, and it sucks that it ended up that way. But that's it. It is what it is. So, but fuck, like all that considered, like Vegas gets another star, and like yeah, it's much suck. You're losing 100 points with Mitch Marner, but you get to me the best third line center back in the NHL with Nick Waugh, and like I look at his contract, he's making 3 million right now. If he hits the market, he's making at least double that. So great, like great job by Brad Trevangelian to salvage this offseason. Because
The best nickname ever. I love it.
I like the moves they made. Like John Tavares, no one should ever complain about him again. Taking like he took less to go to Toronto the first time, and then now he's taking like a significant pay cut because he
He's going to
wants
be
to
a
be in
Leaf longer
Toronto.
than he was an Islander.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to be remembered as a Leaf and not an Islander. It's just the reality.
Mm-hmm.
Well, except by Islander fans. But
Yeah,
guy
John,
loves
you're a
Toronto, man.
traitor.
Yeah, you're a traitor. You're a liar. You should have told us. We could have traded you. The security
We
guards just
don't need
laughing his
you.
ass off. Like
Yeah,
they're all laughing. Like Tavares is even smirking. He's like, "This is fucking
yeah,
crazy." Like, oh
yeah.
my
He
god.
is tracking guy. He's like,
Just wait till Marner takes a penalty in Toronto. Oh my god. Someone have a
oh
camera on that if
yeah,
that happens.
yeah.
Delay of
Fucking
game
with
in
the
Toronto.
glass. Yeah.
Oh my god, I need it. I need it so bad. But you're right.
I
No,
need
they
it.
made a lot of room, or they made a lot of moves to deepen their roster. And I think people forget the moves they made last year at the deadline. It wasn't just for that year. Like they got Carlo and Lawton for like another 2 years each, I think, which
Mm-hmm.
is nuts. And Lawton's making
Everything's locked in
1.5.
there pretty much, except for Marner.
Dude, Lawton's making
So
1.5 and he's probably going to get 40 points this year. Like they're in a really good spot depth wise, and they're going to add more. Like they're going to get another winger in here somehow. I don't know who it's going to be, but they're going to
could
get
be
one.
Easton Cowan. Could be Eastern Cow.
Could be East downtown East Cal. Get excited. Um, yeah, on Tavares' wing with Nylander. That genuinely, that could be the answer. Um, they could do anything. It could be the answer too. Like I see a world where you put Michelli with Tavares and Nylander, you throw Domi up with Nyes and Matthews, and just run it. And then when the deadline comes, make some moves. They're going to be good enough to make the playoffs. Like I just don't see
They
a
might win
world
the
where this
division
team
again.
maybe. I mean, fuck, Florida's gonna get a whole year of Marchand and Jones. That's gonna be a problem. But they're also
Yeah,
not healthy. That's
they're
another
banged up
thing. Like it
still.
sounds like
Who
Kachuk
cares?
going back on IR. So he's got to get his whole fucking body reconstructed. Guy's gonna be
Then they're gonna get
Frankenstein by
Malkin.
the time he's
Fuck.
32. But he's gonna have fucking 4 cups to show for it.
Yeah, I
But
don't care at that point.
it's a deep Leafs roster, and it's not high end. I still don't think it beats the Panthers, but it's good enough to get
Who
them
does
to.
though?
It's good enough for a year where they were obviously going to take a step back. Like they're not going. If they are the 2018 Blackhawks, where you just went from 50 wins to in the gutter, everything had to have gone wrong, and everything went wrong for that team. everything. From Crawford getting hurt to Sod sucking to Taves sucking to
in
everyone.
the post all the
Like,
time.
oh God. And we talked like I just remember talking about it in 2017. It's like they lost 60 goals. That's going to be so hard to replace. With Marner, they lost 100 points.
30
That's a
goals.
hard
Yeah.
thing to replace. And you're betting on a guy who had 18 points last year. Yeah, it's a tough look on in a vacuum.
Mm-hmm.
But they still have three of the four really good forwards. One of them's making less than half of what he was making before.
Like a third almost.
1 through 6 on defense, deep as hell. Got a 1-2 punch in the goal. It's a good spot to be in. Good, be in a lot worse spots. Let's just put it that way. They're not banking on Corey Crawford and then he gets hurt and they're fucked. If Stolarz gets hurt, they still have Wool, vice versa.
And they got Hildebeest in the minors if it comes to
God.
that.
Akimov or
I'm
whatever.
yeah. I'm looking at their Puckpedia right now. They do have Nick Robertson. I wonder if something gets done there, but they still have
Robertson
like
for
even if they
Michael. The trade is 1-for-1.
they even do that, like they still got just a little under $5 million to work with. I could see them signing, I don't know, Jack Roslovic or something, or
Apparently they're linked to him too.
yeah,
So
like they're not right up against it. Like they still have a little bit of wiggle room and could make another move.
yeah, and they're gonna benefit from every team thinking they're gonna win the cup, and 10 of them fall off the fucking cliff and are gonna need to trade guys. So Leafs are in a really good spot. I think it's gonna be the first time in like 6 years they're not gonna be up against the cap come opening day. So that's a good surprise, but yeah, it'll be interesting to see where they go from the post Marner era. It's now officially the Matthews era. So,
Yeah,
or
no longer the
Matthews
core,
Nylander
core
era, however you
four.
want to look at it. And they got 4 cracks at this. You have up until when Austin Matthews' contract's up, and then you're going to have some big decisions to make because he could just leave. He could leave at 30, and that's all you have. All you'll have is Nylander. A lot of fuckers on defense that are old. So you better
Yeah,
make this window count. Better make it count.
yeah, they basically have 3 years because that's how many years left are on Matthews' contract.
Because he just had the first year of the deal, and he wasted it on a core injury. Good stuff.
And they still might. I don't know. There's got to be a team out there that takes a David Camp 2 more years at $2.4 million.
I bet you $5 the Blackhawks are on his no trade list.
Yeah,
You just
and
have to
like
think, right?
I think they have another move in them potentially. I
I'm
feel
a
like
Leafs fan. I fucking hope so.
yeah, like I think this is a summer where we just might see like weird sporadic trades. Like we might see a trade in like mid-August, like like a big trade or whatever. Um, any closing thoughts on the Leafs? Because I would like to move on to the next team, who is also in Canada, but in the West, another team that lost to the Florida Panthers in the Stanley Cup playoffs. I would like to go on to the Edmonton Oilers now.
The Iceman coming to save the day.
I like Ike. Let's go.
Ike Howe
Yeah,
gets so excited. Um, yeah, so the Oilers coming off the just shellacking in the Cup final. Let's just be honest.
it's crazy. It even went to 6 games. To be honest, like there
Genuinely.
could have been a
Oh my
sweep.
god, they could have got swept. Like genuinely, they could have got swept. But it's a
Doesn't
year
matter
where
now.
they
They
got
lost.
they got the guys they needed to resign. They got Bouchard locked up for 4 years. That was always the contract that concerned me. You had to bring him back just for what he does in the playoffs for you, and they did. So that's very good on their part. Um, they traded Arvidsson. They traded who else did they trade? They
Vander
traded another
Kane
Vander Kane.
got a
Yep.
fourth round pick
Got
for
rid of some
Azure.
crucial salary. Brought back Trent Frederick for 8 years. Sure. You're
Whatever.
gonna get a full year of
What the
Wallman.
hell? Sure.
What the hell? Sure, honestly. And then you got Mangiapane. I like that deal a lot. It's a
I really like
flyer,
that.
brings
Yeah.
brings a lot of speed to that top nine. And then the big one, you trade Sam O'Reilly for Ike Howe, 1-for-1. Good old Isaac Howard, Mr. Diva in Tampa. Gonna wear number 53 for the
Diva.
Oilers, like Jeff Skinner. But
Not a demon on my team, a diva on my team. The Iceman.
fucking Christ. But I think it was funny. We talked about it like 2 days ago about the Oilers forward core, and I was just like, this is like the 20. It's just like what they used to do with Tapes and Kane in the back half of those contracts because they couldn't afford anything. So you had to pray to God Isaac Howard or Vasily Podkolzin takes a step. Like
Or Matthew
Matt
Savoy.
Savoy has to take a step. Like, and they have talent. Like there's talent to take steps, but fuck, man, it's a lot to bank on 21-year-olds. I've seen the Hawks try to bank on 19-year-olds and it didn't work, and 23-year-olds and it didn't work. Like,
What?
granted, they have the two best players in the fucking world to
That
compensate for
helps.
that. Still don't have a goalie. Still don't have a
That's the
goalie.
big
Running it
one.
back with the same two bums. I don't care
No,
what
but they
Stuart
fired their
Skinner's
goalie
age four
coach, and
through
that's going to
six
change
are.
everything.
Oh my fucking god! Like, just John Gibson went for a second and a fucking fourth, and you sat there on your fucking hands. Like, you
You know
guys
what
are
it is?
so terrible.
They don't have the
What?
fucking cap space to do it. Like, they could have done that. They just don't have the cap space.
I'm literally giving up a 2026 first to get rid of Skinner and take on Gibson. I don't give two fucks. Like, the moves were there to be made, and you chose to sit on your hands in the one position that you desperately needed to readjust. Like, I think you could have lived with running with the kids in the forward court. That's fine. I understand that. You have to bank on one of these guys hitting. Like, it could be the 2017 Hawks for them, where it's like Schmaltz and Mott and all these guys started coming in and, were legitimate line players for that team. Yeah, they weren't fucking 80-point players, but half point a game, like, that's the
It
kind of
helped
shit you
out.
need.
Yeah. Yeah, that's all you
God,
really
they
need.
don't have a goalie. They don't have a goalie. And you could pull up tweets from 2020 saying the same shit.
Dude, you could listen to our podcast in 2020. We said that the Blackhawks could beat the Oilers simply because we have Corey Crawford and they
Oh
don't.
my god, it's the same story every time. Like, we talk about the definition of insanity. How the fuck are you not, like, if you're Connor McDavid, you just sit there probably in your cottage at your heated driveway and you're just like, fuck, man, I'm not winning a cup with this goaltending duo. And yeah, he's bought into Edmonton. He's probably gonna be an Oiler for life, if we're being honest.
Oh,
But
he's signing an 8-year contract. Like, I think the most realistic, like, reasonable thing would be I'm signing 4 years, just like, or no,
I'd sign
I would be
two.
signing
I'd
3 years. I'm lining it up with Bouchard. You have 3 years to get me a good team around
fuck.
me, and if not, I'm walking.
I'm
But he's
walking with
probably going to
both
sign
of
eight
them.
years.
Yeah, yeah, and you're strapping your rocket to a team with no goalie still and no sign of a goalie to come. They drafted Emil Vinny. That guy's at least 4 years from playing at legitimate NHL
Bro,
games. You will be 32 by the time that guy can be a goalie for you. At least Alex Ovechkin had Braden Holtby. At least Sidney Crosby had Marc-Andre Fleury. At least the Blackhawks had
and
Corey
Murray.
Crawford. Jonathan Quick. Like, Sergei Bobrovsky, even, for God's sake. Like, you gotta have a fucking goalie to win a cup. And yeah, the occasional Matt Murray happens. Yeah, the occasional Aiden Hill happens. Yeah, the occasional anti fucking Niemi happens. Maybe they find their Tim Thomas. Who fucking knows? But I can tell you one thing. I look at their goalie core today, and I still think they don't have a chance. Doesn't matter what moves you do on the rest of the roster,
Dude,
in my opinion.
they could would
Connor
not
McDavid
surprise me if they
scored
get
200 fucking points, and I will still say the same thing. Sorry.
dude, I was gonna say they could do all that. They could be I would not be surprised if they're back in the cup final, but it's the final boss. Like you can't beat the Florida Panthers if you don't have good goaltending, average goaltending. Dude, they got to game 7 of the Stanley Cup Final 2024 because Stuart Skinner was a 900. You literally need like a 905, 910, and you probably win the cup. It's that simple. Like it's staring you right in front of the face, that fix. And like maybe the John Gibson thing wouldn't have worked, but I just look at what Colorado did, getting Mackenzie Blackwood and who else did they get? I can't fucking remember. But they like Wedgwood. They completely rebuilt their goaltending in Washington as well. They got rid of Darcy Kemper, but you got Logan Thompson and Charlie Lindgren in there. It's like I don't know exactly what goalie you're gonna get, but here's what I do know: Stuart Skinner and Calvin Pickard are not cutting it. Like maybe you keep one of them just as a 1B or your backup, but you can't run it back with both. That's what we do know, but you don't have the cap space right now. Puckpedia, they have $225,000 to work with. I don't know, like, you just can't run Skinner and Pickard back again. We've seen it hasn't worked. Just, I don't even know what you do. Like, go out there and hope you find an Aiden Hill or whatever. It's not Skinner and Pickard. We know that. Everyone knows that.
According to Stan Bowman, it is, though, and that's all that matters.
Yep, yep.
Jesus. So stupid.
And the thing is, like, I like everything they've done. Like, I like that
Yeah.
they're taking a chance and like bringing in an Isaac Howard, and I don't know much about Sam O'Reilly. Like, I don't know if his potential is as good as Isaac. I just see it as you're fast forwarding a player 2 years basically. Like 20 Isaac Howard was a 2022 late first round pick. Sam O'Reilly was a late 2024. Like, you're essentially fast forwarding that, and like, again, even if you get a 2020 season out of Isaac Howard or a Matthew Savoy, like, that's good. And same with Mangiapane, but again, it's ultimately like rendered useless if you don't have a goalie.
It's just the sad reality of what this team's. You got the best player in the world, and I can't pick him to win a cup ever, just for that reason alone. It should have been like, and yeah, with the way the team was rolling this year, once Hyman got hurt, it was just impossible to think that they have a chance. But once again, if I had a nickel for every time a Canadian team was riding on Zach Hyman to be the straw that stirred the drink, I'd have two fucking nickels, which is crazy because it's been $50 million of talent that say that. But it's okay. It's okay. Connor McDavid can only do so much. And I understand that. Draisaitl can only do so much. But fuck, man. I'd be ripping my hair out if I was those two right now.
Like,
Unfortunately.
they're not like, I don't think it's not as if like, oh, they're gonna retire soon, but like, they're not getting any younger. Drysdale's gonna be 30 in a couple months, I think. Like, McDavid's gonna be 29 coming up. Like, they're not like McDavid still hasn't signed. This is their like one last shot as of now to win a Stanley Cup because they don't have McDavid signed. You don't know that
The
for
longer
sure.
he takes
He's
to
gonna be
sign
there.
that contract, the more Stan Bowman becomes more bald. It's going to be really funny.
Bro, just skin just like starts ripping off and you just see it. You
Starts
just see,
mutating.
yeah.
Oh my gosh. But yeah, fun, fun, fun in the sun is all I got to say about that. Or in
Yeah,
the
it's just,
in Edmonton, which it's sunny there probably, right? It's not
oh,
raining.
it's so warm here right now. But
Yeah, it's a steamy one.
you got 225K. How are you going to make
Oh,
more cap space? Like, are
so
you
many ideas.
trading?
Here's what you do: you give all that money to the refs and tell them to call everything on the Panthers. Just kidding. That is not nearly enough money. You're fucked. Well, who knows? Maybe if you
Like,
move a Stuart Skinner and, oh, God, there's like no fixing that team. I'm so sorry. There really is.
I mean, it's
It's
all it is
unfortunate.
goaltending is the frustrating thing. Like, they just bring anyone that's not Stuart Skinner or Calvin Pickard. Like, you're feeling a lot better about things. But as of right
Literally.
now, nope.
It's unfortunate.
Anyways, it really is like, as much as like we're gonna be complaining about like the Hawks, like Kyle Davidson being so patient, like the Oilers were gift wrapped Draisaitl McDavid, and like they never really developed much of a team. Like, you've relied on overpaying free agency. Like, you looked ass backwards into Zach Hyman, but like you overpaid Darnell Nurse. I don't know. Apparently, they did ask him about his no movement clause or whatever he has. I don't believe it,
I find that very hard to
but
believe.
mm-hmm.
Maybe don't give him the anchor contract. 2021 is just such an enigma of an offseason for defensemen. It's crazy. And I
Yeah,
think Kale McCarr, wow, just some of these contracts that have been signed afterwards, it makes you just, you're Joe Sakic. You're like, how the fuck did I not get McCarr in 8 years instead of 6?
Yeah,
Which he's
yeah.
coming up
Like,
on an extension too. He's gonna
who
get
is Darnell Nurse's
paid.
agent? I'm gonna look that up right now.
Derek Ferris, imagine.
I don't think it is.
Yeah.
Does it show agent? Um, I bet this is great radio right now.
Oh, it's the best radio. Are you kidding me?
Oh, there we go. Paul
I
Capizano
don't know who the
needs
fuck
to be
that
put
is.
on Mount Rushmore, and it's pretty, and it's essentially buyout proof as well. Like, I think you're like it'll be like 8 point something million against the book if you buy him out. Like,
What a nightmare. Oh, man.
yeah,
What a nightmare.
yeah. At this rate, I would just retain 2 million on him and get rid of him, or even three. Like, because you can get a
Oh, man.
goalie and like a bottom pairing defenseman for that. But